SVG-TV News on Monday, May 12th, 2025. I am Yvette Bowens with the details. The Greater Youth Volunteerism and Engagement GIVE project was officially launched today at the Methodist Church Hall in Kingstown, aiming to reignite the spirit of volunteerism among the nation's youth. Providing an overview of the initiative, Project Coordinator Dr. Nigel Scott noted that the tradition of volunteerism appears to be fading in many communities across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He emphasized that the GIVE project is designed to reverse this trend by engaging young people in meaningful, community-centered activities.
So the idea is that groups of young persons between the ages of 19 and 35, which is the UN definition of a youth, groups of no less than 6 and no greater than 15 persons can get together in their communities and come up with an idea to assist their communities. They put that together as a proposal and submit it to the project implementation unit. The application forms are going to be available on the government website. There's a little delay, but by tomorrow we hope the application forms will be available on the government website so that you can download the form, and we'd also make it available in different communities, particularly in the Grenadines. You complete the application form and submit it to the project implementation unit. Once the project is vetted and approved, the project will provide equipment that may be needed for your particular initiative. And very importantly, it will provide a very small stipend for the persons, the project team members who are working on the project. But they must be between the ages of 19 and 35. There will be a 6-month cycle for the project, and at the end of 6 months, the groups are free to reapply to the project for a second disbursement, maybe a different project or even the same project. Can you imagine the impact we can have on communities when in one community you can have one group doing a beach cleanup, another group doing a river cleanup, a third group agreeing, as some young person suggested to me just last week, that maybe they could cook meals, prepare meals for the elderly or homeless in their communities. Can you imagine the transformation we can see within our communities throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines when all of these groups of young persons are actively out there on evenings or on weekends working to transform their communities?
Dr. Scott expressed confidence in the transformative potential of the project, stating that GIVE could not only uplift individual communities, but also contribute to making St. Vincent and the Grenadines a better place to live. The project is being launched under the slogan, Empowering Youth, Supporting Communities.
We are looking forward to youth groups and groups of persons, because you could be an established group or you could decide to form a group just for this project. So instead of the guys and the girls sitting on the block doing nothing on afternoons or on weekends, get yourselves into a group if you're not already part of a group and participate in this project. Make a difference. Get out there and help to transform your communities. This project is another of the ones coming out of the central planning and supported by the Embassy of the Republic of China and Taiwan, following in the footsteps of YES, SET, On-Site, and Prime. But this one is about promoting volunteerism. And I believe that we can see some groups out there helping persons with soccer, coaching in sports, cricket, athletics, get the young persons involved, get the children involved, get older persons involved as well, helping our homeless and the elderly. Indeed, truly an opportunity to transform our communities again and even further. So that's it in a nutshell, and we are looking forward to many of the persons who are here today. I know there's some young people here from Marian House. We have groups that are involved in turtle watching. We have groups that are involved in environmental projects that we are already engaging with. And we have groups that are involved in drama, teaching drama, sporting groups, and others. And we are looking for some new and novel ideas. You look around your community and you look for what can be done by those young persons who are perhaps sitting doing nothing, a little idle. Let's get those idle minds and hands to work in transforming our communities. Give, greater youth volunteerism and engagement, empowering youth, supporting communities.
Executive Director of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Anthony Regisford, also delivered remarks at the launch, voicing the Chamber's full support for the initiative. He praised GIVE for providing young people with the opportunity to develop leadership skills, demonstrate discipline, and show commitment to national development through service. Noting that the project allows youth to make a real positive difference in their communities, Regisford urged the private sector to rally behind the initiative and provide support where possible.
We in the Chamber have supported two previous initiatives, namely Prime and On-Site. Again, both initiatives were targeting young people, one in entrepreneurship and the other in apprenticeship. In the case of Prime, I think it is fair to say that some businesses benefited, felt the heat from the money that was spent in Prime, and especially during a time when we had the challenges of COVID-19. And we must remember that economic stimulus, and I don't know, Minister, if your intention was to drive business to the private sector. I think you were trying to encourage entrepreneurship, but that was a nice byproduct. So in that vein, I don't think it would be unreasonable in the context of this GIVE program to appeal to the business sector to look at participating several ways, but this one we're mentioning, by providing discounts to groups that come to make purchases that are related to the GIVE program. And I think the mechanics of that can be worked out. So it would be a very good gesture. So whether a business is physically located in a community or not, showing tangible support for GIVE will eventually and positively impact its bottom line. When we help to build and strengthen a community, we help to improve the quality of life in the country in all aspects.
Minister of Finance, Economic Planning and Information Technology, Camila Gonzalez, who is credited as the driving force behind the Greater Youth Volunteerism and Engagement Project, says the initiative is designed to promote community activism and tap into the vast potential of the nation's youth.
Young people are more engaged than ever. They're more intelligent than ever. They can think outside the box more than ever before. But they need a vehicle that can assist them in assisting the community. And that's where we are with GIVE. So the idea is young people who are on the ground will see some issue in their community that they believe they can address. Not that they can post online, not that they can comment on, not that they can wait for somebody else to come and do. But they will see something that they can address. Is it like the young men and women in Epic Song Steel Orchestra, a building in the community that has become dilapidated, that they want to fix up? Maybe. Is it that there's some area where people used to play football, but it's become overgrown and people don't play there anymore and they want to clear it up and adopt a patch of land? Maybe. Is it that they want to give after school lessons? We have CSEC exams coming up. Is it that some of them want to get together after school and teach some kids at the community center math or English or social studies or something? Maybe. Is it that they want to have a football tournament with a little prize in the community, a little community activity, basketball, netball? Could be. Is it a beach cleanup? Sure, why not? Is it anything that young people see as an issue that they can attack, that they can solve without anybody else's help, and something that is within their competence to do? GIVE will be here to help. And we don't want, the reason we have it as a group is because we want this idea of community activism. We want this idea of solidarity. We want to foster this spirit that when young people see an issue in their community, they get together.
Minister Gonzalez revealed that the government has committed $1.5 million to support the implementation of the GIVE program, underlining the administration's serious investment in youth empowerment and national development. And
we're practically in June. So we plan to spend a lot of money this year. In the next 6 months, we are going to be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars each month financing volunteer activity among young people across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There's a system, but my mandate from the Prime Minister and the Cabinet is that we're not going to make this thing overly bureaucratic. That every time you come, they send you back for another piece of paper to sign and another form to bring back and something else to do. We're going to measure you. Are you a group? Do you have an idea? Is the idea feasible? Let's go. And you heard the head of the Chamber of Commerce say that when we need some paintbrushes and we go by Ace, which is a member of the chamber, and we say we're here for GIVE, Ace will say, you're here for GIVE. I remember when you were here for Prime and we sold you a bunch of stuff and we made a bunch of money. We'll sell you these things a little bit cheaper than the going rate. And this is a partnership. And this is part of their civic engagement and their corporate social responsibility. This is something that can be the seed that transforms many, many, many little corners of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and collectively transform St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I have a lot of faith and hope in the young people, and I have a lot of faith and hope in this program to show everyone, the naysayers, and to show themselves, the young people, how much they're capable of when they get a little bit of support. GIVE is part of the other programs, Prime, On-Site, SET, YES, that are all funded and supported by our friends in the government and people of Taiwan. And I want to thank Taiwan again for their support.
Also speaking at the official launch, Taiwan's ambassador to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Her Excellency Fiona Huo Chun-Fan, praised the GIVE initiative as a reflection of the strong and enduring partnership between the Republic of China and Taiwan and the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
A partnership grounded in shared values, mutual respect, and a deep commitment to national development and youth empowerment. To our young participants, congratulations. Your selections for this initiative is a recognition of your potential. I encourage you to make the most of this opportunity. Seek guidance, embrace challenges, and lead with curiosity and purpose. This is your time to grow, and I'm confident that you will rise to the occasion. Taiwan is proud to stand with St. Vincent and the Grenadines in championing youth empowerment. From Taiwan Scholarship and Bursary to programs like YES, SET, and On-Site. I'm very proud that I heard these programs 5 times already today. So both of our nations have prioritized developing young leaders across sectors. Young people are not just the future, they are vital assets to our present.
The GIVE project is being positioned as a national call to action, aiming to inspire young people to become active agents of change in their communities while fostering deeper civic responsibility and social cohesion. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has returned to St. Vincent and the Grenadines following a successful round of diplomatic engagements, including a meeting with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Speaking at a news conference today, the Prime Minister reported that the discussions initiated at his request on behalf of OECS countries were productive and constructive. According to Dr. Gonsalves, the agenda for the meeting included key regional issues such as security, energy cooperation, and the Cuban Workers Program. He also noted that the Citizenship by Investment, the CBI program, was raised by countries that currently operate such initiatives, along with disaster preparedness and resilience planning.
Sells passports and citizenship under the rubric of Citizenship by Investment. Raised the issue. The Secretary of State didn't respond to it. They've stated what their position was earlier, and we talked about support for regional institutions like CDMA and the RSS. Practical matters of concern, issues about the trafficking in arms, guns and bullets, practical matters which are of concern to everybody in our sub-region, making sure that we have understandings as to if challenges arise, the modalities through which we will express our respective positions.
Regarding trade and tariffs, Prime Minister Gonsalves indicated that the topic was not a central focus of the discussions. He explained that SVG and other OECS nations have minimal exports to the United States, making the matter less pressing in the current context.
On tariffs, because we had decided that in the OECS that the 10% baseline tariff on goods from the OECS wasn't of any significance, because the extent of the exports of goods from our sub-region is not a big number in the case of St. Vincent and Grenadines, as I pointed out to Parliament. Is 0.32 of 1% of GDP, of our gross domestic product.
Dr. Gonsalves highlighted the significance of the meeting with Secretary Rubio, noting that it marked the first official dialogue at that level and expressing optimism for continued engagement in the future. The Prime Minister also made a stop in London, where he held discussions on potential investment opportunities. While he did not go into detail about the types of investments explored, he disclosed that the focus was on projects targeted for the Southern Grenadines.
Be a joint venture between ourselves and some investors, established investors out of Jamaica. Be a joint venture with the Marriott brand, the investors out of Jamaica, for about 250 rooms. So you can see the extent of the expansion there, and the investment which I was talking about in London, which we're looking at, was something for the Grenadines. I'm interested, and this government is interested, in building sustainable economic and social development, inclusive, not.
These international engagements form part of the government's ongoing efforts to strengthen diplomatic relations and attract investment that supports national development. Vincymas 2025 was officially launched over the weekend with a vibrant parade that took to the streets of Kingstown on Friday afternoon. The festivities began with a spirited march through the capital, followed by a pre-show celebration in Heritage Square, and culminated on Saturday with the official launch event held at the Arnersville Tarmac. Newly appointed CEO of the Carnival Development Corporation, Rodney Small, introduced a fresh approach to this year's launch by blending tradition with technology, incorporating artificial intelligence into the event for the first time in its history. One of the highlights of the show was an AI-generated video presentation featuring lifelike digital representations of Minister of Tourism Carlos James and CDC Chairman Ricardo Adams. In the AI-generated segment, Minister James emphasized that Vincymas is not just a festival, but a cultural movement. He underscored the importance of embracing innovation while celebrating the rich traditions of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Nice. We are not just launching a festival, we are igniting a movement of color, creativity, culture, and immersive experiences through technology. This is Vincymas 2.0, where augmented reality and elements of the immersive experience of the metaverse meets creativity. After months of planning, collaboration, and dreams turned into designs, our streets, venues, and communities are about to come alive. From the pulsating beats of soca, to the timeless voices of calypso, to the splendor of our math, and with the use of technology, we're about to show the world what we door party normal looks like. We are amplifying Vincymas to the world, integrating technology into our festival as a value added for cultural export as part of the creative economy. We're building a festival that's immersive, accessible, and exportable. We are people of passion, of power, of purpose, and Vincymas is not just a fete, it's a statement, a celebration of our heritage, a platform for our creatives, a beacon for our youth, and an invitation to the world.
CDC Chairman Ricardo Adams' AI-generated message expressed the growing excitement leading up to the carnival, stating that the spirit of Vincymas can already be felt in the air. He described the festival as more than just a display of glitter and sound, calling it a celebration of Vincentian identity and heritage.
I feel it in the air, Minister. The rhythm, the joy, the call of the steel pans, the scent of anticipation. It's time for us to shine. And oh, let's not forget the steel pan, the soul of our sound. When the pan starts to speak, the whole world listens. Absolutely. Our diaspora is rallying, and visitors from across the globe are looking, and we are ready to showcase it all. Vincymas is the ultimate destination event. We are integrating technology like never before. Digital ticketing, live streaming, interactive schedules, real-time updates, and more ways for fans worldwide to connect with our culture. So whether you're booking a room, exploring the Grenadines, or tuning in from New York, London, or Toronto, we want you to feel like you're right here in the heart of the action. Let me tell you something, Minister. This year, we're turning it up. We've got bigger events, stronger partnerships, fresh branding, and a renewed commitment to excellence. From private promoters to rural events, kids' parades to Jouvert Morning Madness, everyone has a place this season. We are rolling out a carnival that reflects modern creativity powered by Vincentian tradition. It's more than glitter and sound, it's identity. Let us unite under the rhythm of one beat, the color of one people, and the fire of one passion, the Vincy spirit.
The AI-generated version of Minister James also noted a significant uptick in tourism for the Vincymas season, revealing that hotel bookings are already surging in anticipation of the 2025 festivities.
This year, with additional flights to the destination, we're already seeing hotels fill up, guest houses booked, travel agencies are buzzing, and visitors and Vincentians abroad are planning their return, all to be part of this moment to discover the most diverse Caribbean destination. From our black sand beaches and cascading waterfalls, the majestic shorelines of our Grenadine Islands, to the vibrancy of our capital, Kingstown, they're coming to experience the magic of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
With its blend of cultural pride and forward-thinking innovation, the launch of Vincymas 2025 set the tone for what promises to be an unforgettable carnival season. Sandals Resorts in St. Vincent and the Grenadines has reaffirmed its commitment to partnering with local fisherfolk, including the direct purchase of fresh seafood from fishermen across the country. This announcement came during the opening of a two-day workshop held at the resort, organized by the Caribbean Network of Fisherfolk Organizations in collaboration with the National Fisherfolk Organization of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Speaking at the event, CNFO Project Coordinator Michelle Lee emphasized the importance of strengthening services within the fishing sector. He noted the need to improve the quality and consistency of fishing practices and highlighted the value of fostering partnerships with major stakeholders in the tourism and hospitality sector, such as Sandals.
As fisherfolk in the region, we are concerned about not just only livelihoods, but about provision of adequate food and nutrition for our people, yes? And we are always concerned about responsible fisheries and going about our business in a responsible manner. And we are also concerned that we can also not only engage responsibly, but also interact with the other sectors of our society that depend on us. So we are really happy for this, and I want to note it particularly because we're collaborating with the Sandals Resort Group for this particular activity, and that is one of the reasons why it's here. For they've also indicated interest in looking at how we responsibly source seafood for the service sector as well.
Senior Purchasing Manager at Sandals Resorts International, Matthew Flynn, who is based in Jamaica, also addressed attendees at the opening ceremony. He reiterated the company's dedication to sourcing locally whenever possible. Flynn said buying local is a key priority for Sandals and that they are actively working to purchase fish and seafood directly from local fisherfolk in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Our guests come for Caribbean experiences. All of the people that you've seen around this resort are here to really experience the Caribbean. And part of that experience is getting their taste buds around local, fresh seafood. And that's what today is all about. So this is about raising the standards together so we can confidently serve your catch in our kitchens. And it's not just about food, it's about livelihoods, pride, and sustainability. And we're not just here to tick boxes, we're here to build long-term partnerships with all of you guys. So this is just the beginning. So together, let's put St. Vincent seafood on the map, and let's keep this conversation going.
The workshop brings together several fishermen from communities across the country, including Barrowley, Kingstown, Kaliakwa, Lomans, and Union Island. These participants are engaging in discussions aimed at improving industry standards, promoting sustainable practices, and strengthening their commercial relationships with entities like Sandals. President of the National Fisherfolk Organization, Winsbert Harry, expressed his optimism about the initiative. He described it as a potential breakthrough for local fishermen.
As we look at food security and building a relationship with partners that may enter in a joint venture initiative in St. Vincent, and we so welcome that we have one of the leading resorts, which is Sandals St. Vincent in St. Vincent. And it is good that fisher folks could be having an idea and we can come together so we can do this together. As my brother say, let us put Vincentian fish on the dish in this resort. Because with us and having a greater understanding at what we need to do to prepare the fish in a proper way and to have it to the guests that may come from near and far to eat a slice of fish that was caught from a Vincentian fisherman. I feel really appreciated for this opportunity to bring us to the table as well too, and to learn other things about certain policies that we could join them together and to see how we could work them together for the benefit for fisher folks in St. Vincent and for even the Caribbean. Let us do it together, my brothers.
In addition to partnership development, the workshop will also introduce new regional guidelines and policy frameworks being developed to support sustainable fishing practices throughout the Caribbean. These policies aim to enhance environmental stewardship, traceability, and the long-term viability of the fishing industry.